Welcome to a short and maybe messy bonus episode of
Where I Can Top My Knee. I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Kevin. And woo!
Woo!
Jonathan, let's get into episode 9 of my stand-in. And we're not gonna kill this episode, okay?
Ooh.
As we have to keep saying, and every time we do this recap, my stand-in, probably the best show you're not watching if you have not listened to our recap, is available to stream on iQiyi on Fridays. Warning, many spoilers. Okay?
So many spoilers.
Many spoilers. So let's get into it. So we find out his body is dead.
That
like
body
bones.
was cooked. Bones. I was like, I really thought they were gonna show us like, I don't know, like half a body, or like we were gonna see like a glimpse of something, or I was
thinking we were gonna see his face too, like something.
Yeah,
you know?
either his face or like the
that.
other Joe's face. I don't know. I feel like there was gonna be a twist or something, but no, his body's dead. DNA test.
Yeah, he
really
was
him.
so decomposed that they had to do a DNA test.
Does that happen
to
in 2 years?
verify it was him?
Does your body turn to bones in 2 years? That's so fast.
It can decompose very quickly. I think it depends on where, the climate, because to my understanding with decomposition, there's so many factors. Climate, also fauna, flora, where it landed. So
at the bottom of some like mountain abyss.
Right,
that's
that's probably
perfect.
really warm. That means whatever's going to happen in those kind of spaces, I feel as if in warmer climates, bodies do decompose faster than in, let's say, if it was Antarctica, that body's not going to decompose that fast because it's so cold, right?
It's going to be preserved boots.
Probably preserved. That's how you're able to find, 30,000-year-old bodies in, like, the tundra of Russia or whatever, So,
but not here,
ooh.
Thailand. That body was cooked, in
gone
more ways
to
than
the
one.
bone.
It's get cooked later, but I feel so sad. That was crazy. That was
actually. That was one of the moments.
At first, I was screaming at Joe to be like, "You're giving away too much. You're way too emotional."
Is. Why? And I really felt bad for Ming at the time. Again, there are so many times I feel bad for Ming.
I still
and then
didn't,
every single time he does
proves
something.
who he is again. He's like, you thought too soon. You thought my redemption too soon.
Yeah, but where Joe messed up was him going to the morgue to see the body himself.
Yeah, you're going to yeah.
And it's kind of like you keep dropping hints who you are, and you're trying not to, I also thought it was
too hard to not to, honestly, for this moment.
Because I guess he wanted to confirm himself. Right?
Yeah, I'd want to see if I'm actually dead, or if this is all like some crazy dream, or like maybe he was gonna see the body of the Joe he's currently in, or I don't know, or something. Give him hope that he's gonna switch back into his old body, but I guess it's all gone.
Yeah, that hope is gone. I also thought it was interesting how Peewit revealed to us that he allowed Ming to take care of all of Joe's stuff because he believes Ming is actually in love with Joe, which I think is very interesting.
I was like, even if he was, I don't care if he was, you knew the truth. He knew more than anyone that like that whole situation around how Joe died was because of Ming, and he still turned over like the house deed. That's crazy.
That is crazy to me.
But I guess he thought, Joe's dead. Let me just give this like sad, this sad guy like the last of his memories or whatever. Like,
I think it was less of that and more of, it sounds like he also mentioned that Joe had greedy relatives. That maybe he was like, this might be the best option because other than that,
because Ming is actually preserving his stuff and not just
correct. Right. He's actually preserving it instead of it going to all these relatives that pretty much had no connection
Yeah, I was
with
like, so he does
Joe
have
at all.
relatives, like, or maybe like a distant cousins
That's what I was kind of
and
assuming, that they're
aunts.
distant. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, he reiterates that his parents died at a young age, so he kind of just grew up
Mm-hmm.
alone as an orphan. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
damn.
Mm-hmm. Let's get
Um,
to the funeral.
that was really, really sad. That was really heartbreaking.
And did you notice that in itself took up, I think, a
Like
good
30 minutes of the
15 to
episode.
20 minutes? Yeah, it took up a
Yeah,
long time, but it was worth every minute, don't you think?
of course. I mean,
Yeah.
even to Joe, he stood there and was staring at Ming the whole time, because Ming
Yeah.
had kind of this like sad expression on his face, but like he wasn't crying. He was just kind of lost,
Yeah.
And
And
so
then he
that's
didn't break down until later.
yeah, it didn't break down till later, and that's when I broke down. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, and that's when I felt even more bad for Ming. But
No.
also, let's say this. Okay, first of all, before
No.
I even get to how Ming felt, because I have some thoughts, and I know you have some thoughts too. Do you think it's kind of cringe to go to your own funeral? Would you go to your own funeral
Of
if you were
course,
in
of
Joe's
course,
situation?
of
You would?
course. I wouldn't be able to um avoid it. I don't know. I feel like I have to be there to see
Mm-hmm.
who cares about me, to see um it's your one chance to actually experience
Mm-hmm.
it. So I feel like you can't miss it. And Joe couldn't stay away either. He wanted to see who would show up. He wanted to see how Ming would
Mm-hmm.
react at the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised. Yeah, I mean, they did it pretty quickly after finding the body, and everything's kind of hush hush. So like, not many people showed up. It's just them three.
Yeah, and it wasn't in Bangkok. It was
Yeah, it's
wherever the
probably
morgue
more
was. That was close
upstate
to
or
where the
something.
body was found, I'm sure. So they were
Yeah,
like, we're gonna do it out here, and that's probably to keep the people away who are gonna be fake, right?
I
Because
know,
I
but
think about it in this way.
yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of people in the industry that are like, "Oh, you reminded me of Joe. He was such a
Right,
good guy." I'm like, "Where were y'all before?"
right. And I think the real ones are the ones who showed up, including Ming.
Mm,
And this is I'm gonna get to this.
controversial.
This is what I'm gonna get to this, okay? So
I wouldn't call him a real one.
I would say my heart broke for Ming. I was gonna say
Mm-hmm.
breaks. I felt really bad for him, but I still don't like him. I
I
still don't like
For a
him.
moment, he had me for a moment. Like right when
Mm-hmm.
Joe like ran up to him like crying as they're watching the smoke come out of the pillar from the
Mm-hmm.
cremation.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, yeah, maybe Ming is gonna feel some type of way. But then 10 minutes later, he walks up to them and he's like, "I'll be handling all of Joe's belongings. I already like bought everything. Like everything is mine." I was like,
Mm-hmm.
and there you swiped it back again, like Ming. You're a
Right. I
terrible
was gonna
person
give him a
again.
little bit of grace. A
Yeah, like
little bit of
the
grace.
show is. I feel like the show is doing that on purpose, right? Like we're not supposed to
Right.
like Ming yet,
Or yes,
or
yes. That's the thing.
but
Like
like this
they
is
don't
episode
want us to
9.
like
Are
him yet.
we ever gonna get it? I don't know.
I don't know because maybe the point is. Hold on, before I even get to that, I'm gonna suck it up for a little bit.
Because
Okay,
there's
I'm gonna
still
suck
so
it up
much to
before I
talk
get
about.
there. Okay,
Hmm.
so I actually kind of admire what Ming did because I honestly thought he was gonna do this whole possessive thing where he was gonna try to keep all of Joe's stuff because he wanted to hold on to Joe and was saying, I'm gonna burn his belongings. But something in my spirit told
That he was
me
lying.
it was a scheme that he set up to come to us with some bullshit. I had a feeling
I did not
because
know. I mean, but Joe was giving it away so hard, like bawling in front of
right.
his face, being like, "Why are you crying?" Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd be like, "Why is this new Joe like so emotional over the death
And
of his
so
old Joe?"
invested in
Yeah,
this
and so
old Joe.
invested, barging into
Mm-hmm.
the room earlier last night. Like, obviously, you're giving it away.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
so,
Giving
I mean, at
everything away.
first, I mean, we have to. All right, so let's go to that scene. So Joe and Sun go to Joe's
Joe's
old
home
Joe's
that
old
Ming
house
owns.
that
Yeah.
Ming owns, and they're like, oh, we're gonna go take some stuff, I'll cover you, let me know if you need help. And then Joe's like mid, looking through stuff, still picking up those fucking mugs. I'm like, please, like, give it up.
Mm-hmm.
And then the lights
Mm-hmm.
flicker on.
And something told me, I was like,
No, at first I was like, because it flashed back to Sun standing outside, like looking at nothing still, and I was like, is he in on it? I was like, did he just sell him out? Did he like
Sun
tell
would not
Ming
sell
that
him
he
out
was
because
here?
Sun does not
I know,
like
but
Ming.
for a moment
He don't like him
they
at
like
all.
made it look like that's what it was.
That's not what it
Because
came
like
out
you
to
telling me
me.
he
I
didn't see the
thought
lights
Sun
turn
was
on until
oblivious.
like 10 minutes later.
I
Like
think
you're
because
standing
he
right
was
there.
looking in the wrong direction. He was not thinking
Boy,
like
nah.
he was thinking like
You gonna hear
if
them
anything's gonna
arguing
happen, it's gonna be in front of me, not behind me. Like Sun was not thinking, you know. But I knew, like,
You
for
knew
the
that
key
Ming was
to
gonna
be
be
in the
there, sitting in
same
the corner.
place, right? Ming gonna flick on that light and be like, "Boo, bitch, I'm here," and that's exactly what he did. So
And he's like, only Joe would know where those fucking mugs are. And I'm like,
exactly,
please leave the
exactly,
mugs. I would have been like, I'm looking for stuff for Sun. I don't know. I'm just doing this for him. That is what I
right?
would
But
say.
he didn't do
I would,
that.
yeah, he was already like, all right, the jig is up. Yup, it's me.
Hmm.
You got
Yeah.
me.
And I mean,
Please.
not only the mugs, but the photo of him and his parents. Who
Yeah.
else would know where that is other
I
than Joe?
I mean, I'd be like, I'm just looking. Sun told me
No,
where
but
it
he
was. I'm
wasn't
just
just
looking.
looking. He took it out of the drawer and
I'm
held
just.
it.
Sun
Like
told me
he
where it
gave
was.
himself away again. You know, no one, because only one person
Yeah.
would know where that is. And that's if you've lived in that house and been in that house and in that ass. And that's it. That's the only way you would know. So,
Anyways.
anyway. But I
So.
did appreciate Sun giving Ming that sucker punch.
Oh, he needed more than that. Because I don't know why Ming apparently, he's younger than Joe. Because we saw from the novel, right? Apparently, like, Joe was like 30, Ming is like 21 or something. I don't know if they kept the same ages here.
I think there's still an age gap, but not that
Maybe not
big.
that crazy. But, like,
Yeah.
I swear, you would think Ming is like, a bodybuilder the way Joe does nothing. Joe was like, oh, he grabbed my hand. I can't do anything.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure
He's
out
like
why
Play-Doh
is
in
he
his
so
hand
damn
every single time.
submissive?
Literally.
You know, like, I don't
Like, you
get
are
it.
a strong, like, stand-in. What's another word for stand-in? This show made me forget.
A substitute.
Not even substitute. What's the American term for it?
Oh,
A stunt double.
God.
Oh my god.
Yeah, a stunt double. There we go.
Yeah, like a stuntman. Like, yeah, this show has me forget the word stuntman because we use stand-in so often. But yeah, like,
Right.
you are like a strong, like, stuntman, like doing backflips and tricks. But yet, like, Ming touches you and you're like, oh no, I can't do anything.
You shrivel
he grabbed
up
my
into
hand.
a little ball.
He's dragging
like,
me around. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's like you need to be dragging him around.
Right, you're so much
Drag
stronger
him
than this
across the
man. Like, if you don't throw
floor. Like, what
this
is
like
you
rich
doing?
twink around, come on.
Right. Like, I don't get it. I think let's get to the press conference, which Joe forgot about because he was so mentally exhausted
I mean,
from
I would
the mess
too.
that happened at his home.
I would
right?
too.
Yeah, I would be too. And then luckily Sun was there because he understood what happened and was like, I'm here to pick you up, all of that.
Well, he's like, hey, girl,
Get to
we're
this
working together again.
Right. Sun still has feelings for Joe,
As he
we
should.
know, because
As
they
I
used to
would
be a
too.
thing. They used to be a thing.
Not a full thing,
And
but maybe they were flirty.
They
here and there.
had,
Well, it was,
they had,
according to
they had a
Joe,
street thing.
it was peeing
They had a
on,
street
though.
thing, you know. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
They had a street thing. That's what they had, you know. I don't know if you heard that song by Aaliyah, but you need to hear it, and then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Anyways.
You and me got a street thing going
Hey, copyright.
on.
Hey.
Anyway, so they go to this press conference, and first of all,
Sun is playing games. Sun is like, this is my boyfriend.
Right.
This is my new man.
Right, but then they're like boyfriend for the. First of all,
that
that
announcer, that host was quick on her
host,
feet. She was quick.
Homegirl was gagged And she was literally trying to be like, wait a minute, let me try to save this up a little bit. So you
She was
mean your
good. She was
boyfriend in
good.
the music video? And he was like, yeah, he had us gagged.
Uh,
Gagged, okay?
I mean, when Ming
And
showed up,
then,
I would have been like, security,
right, Ming
security.
showed up with them damn flowers and creating a whole mess at this presser. Wild AF. And
I
I knew it was going to be mess. And I
I
was
just
ready
can't
for it.
believe. I mean, money buys anything, cause this like
Mm-hmm.
CEO producer man, I don't know what his name is, comes in and he's
Right.
like, yeah, Ming just joined our company. Like, you're gonna be working with him
Mm-hmm.
more.
Mm-hmm.
That whole conversation about, oh, you're new in the industry, you're a hot face. Like, there's a bunch of attractive people.
Mm.
The number one thing is like, don't fuck up like missed opportunities. And then he opens the car door and
Mm-hmm.
it's Ming. I felt so
Mm.
disgusted. I was like, wow, Ming just bought anything, huh? Like,
I let out Nigerian auntie noises. I swear. I was screaming.
I
So
felt so
I was
icky.
like, this is so disgusting. And I mean,
Like, he
part of me
can't go
was like,
anywhere. Like, the
well,
whole industry now is like owned
right.
by Ming. Like, this is insane.
But let's remember, Ming's family have been underwriting some of the productions that Tong was in. So they clearly have the
Mm-hmm.
funds to
I
go
know,
ahead and
but
continue underwriting stuff, right?
girl,
And so gross. I will say though,
this
I
producer
love
man to
how
be
Joe
like,
is
here
about
you
to get a
go.
pay increase. So
That's not gonna
I
matter.
mean, part of me is like maybe let the mess continue. I mean, if the pay gets
No, no, no,
better.
no.
But
I feel like when that whole conversation about fame, I feel like, does Joe even want this? Like, Joe doesn't even want this, does he?
I don't think he necessarily wants the fame
Like,
either.
he
I
just
think
wants a
he
job.
wants a
He
job. I
doesn't.
don't think he wants the
And
fame.
Ming is like, I'll give you fame. I'll give you like there's more than that I can give you than Son. But I don't know. I felt so disgusted. You can't
Hmm.
trust anyone, not
Right.
even in the
And I
industry either.
right. And I'm just upset that Ming is still doing the same shit. I'm like, what did you learn?
Nothing. In the car,
Yeah,
he's
and
like,
it just
you learned nothing. This is not
nothing.
your second chance. This is my second chance, not
Right.
yours.
Right. And if he sees it as a second chance, he needs to first reflect. And as in Ming, if he sees it as a second chance, he needs to reflect again and realize I fucked up. I fucked up this relationship because I was acting possessive and trying to
Mm-hmm.
substitute someone for someone I thought I was in love with. I need
Mm-hmm.
to make it right to this person and change my behavior if I'm going to have them love me the way I love them. I honestly think Ming loves Joe. I
Yeah, in his own
think
twisted way, in his
in
own
his
messed
own
up
twisted
way.
way, but he's not loving Joe the right way. And I think that leads us to the ending.
Yeah, I mean, I
Do
wish
we
what
think
you.
Ming has a second chance to do
No,
right this time?
no. I
Do
feel
you?
like if he told
I
Joe what you said, maybe. But that's not what. I don't know. He
I guess
still
we'll
brought
find
it
out
up
in the
like,
next episode.
I own you for the next 6 months.
Right. But
So
also
I will
remember what he
try
said
to.
in that.
What?
Remember what he said right after that
Yeah, I said
was,
I'll try
I'm going to
to.
try to have you love me
Mm-hmm.
again, even though you hate me now.
No.
So I feel as if there's a glimmer of
There's always a
learning
glimmer.
somewhere. A glimmer.
There's a
And I'm
glimmer of
hoping that
patience. A
glimmer.
couple episodes ago, there's a glimmer
Yeah,
of redemption. A
I'm
couple episodes.
really I don't want them together. I
I
would say that. I
don't. I
don't.
don't.
But I'm really hoping Ming learns to love
Mm-hmm.
people beyond just possessing them. Love is not possessive. Love is kind. Love is patient. I mean, these are the Beatitudes that are in the Bible. I don't even know
Come
why
on,
I'm saying these here.
Beatitudes. Come
But, like,
on.
come on. Like, Ming, what are you doing? You know? So I really hope that we begin to see growth in Ming. I really do. Because sometimes we see little bits of it
Mm-hmm.
and then he goes back to doing the same shit.
It's just quickly gone in 2 seconds. That
Yeah.
call with the like shaman man.
Right.
I was like, oh, there that goes. Like, I was wondering where
I
that
was so
storyline was
mad.
going. I was like, is this man really going to like maybe step in and be like, hey Ming, like, you need to come see me. Bring that other Joe. Like, I don't know.
No, I think
I don't
I
know where it's
think the
going.
shaman was there to really try to help
To
him
be like,
get
girl, look
centered.
what's in front of you.
Yeah, he
Stop
needed
holding on
to
to the
be
past.
centered,
Yeah.
and he wasn't centered because he's so focused on him usually being able to use money to get what he wants, right?
Mm-hmm.
To and he feels as if whatever I want, I should have it by all means necessary. And
Um.
I think the shaman was trying to get him to see you can't always get everything you want. You have to earn that. If you want someone to love you, you have to earn that love. If you want someone to respect you, you have to earn that respect, right? And instead, he's just throwing money at it, thinking people respect him. Nobody respects you because even Tong don't respect you. Tong is using him,
I was glad
okay?
we didn't get Tong this episode. Was this the
No
first episode
Tong
we
this
don't have him?
episode. Also, what happened to Tarn? I still want to see more of
I was
this
just about
messy
to say that. I
Tarn.
was like, he was dead on scene for one episode. That's boring. We need him
There
back
has he has to be coming back somewhere
because there still
because
needs to be more of that backstory of how
mm-hmm,
this Joe died. Like
right.
there's more mess to that. There's more mess.
Yeah,
Especially
and there's
if
still
Tarn didn't show up to the hospital the whole time. Like, was he not aware that this Joe like unalived himself from the depression of the
um
breakup or whatever?
yeah, I don't know. I can only
There
go
has to be
based
more.
on what the mom told him. And it seems as if he may have been using him for whatever kind of fame that he was trying to get.
Yeah,
Like Tarn
maybe
was
it's
using
nothing.
Joe
Yeah,
for the
maybe it's nothing
fame.
too deeper than that. But I hope there
Yeah,
is.
maybe it's not. And if it is, then we should know. But also, I'm not necessarily wanting the backstory because I think we got what we needed from that. I want to see some meth. We have a love square that has Tarn, Ming,
Well, we
and
see
Sun. Okay.
Joe. This Joe is still so head over heels for Ming. You see it every time they
Mm-hmm.
like touch.
You can see it, but
Like
he
Joe is
also
like
knows he can do better.
he
That's the
knows,
thing.
but he I don't know. He has no voice. Like he needs to stand up.
Well, he
The
kind of
stand-in
did.
needs to stand up for himself. I don't know.
He kind of did. This
He
time
did in front
around.
of like Sun and P Wood. He was like, I'm never gonna forgive that man. Like,
Yeah, he did it there.
and then
But then
2 minutes
he
later, he's
also
like,
he's
standing in the
putty. He's silly
crosswalk,
putty.
being
Mm-hmm.
being putty in Ming's hand.
But
Whenever
also
I
at
would
the
feel so
same
disgusted with
time,
Ming hugging me from the back. I'd be like, don't ever look me in the eye.
right. But
Don't
I
ever
will
hold me
say
from the
what
back
he
again.
said was, remember, in that same vein, despite kind of acting like silly putty, with no backbone, somehow the backbone appeared and he said, just leave me alone. Leave me alone. So I think he's getting his voice, and he said it several times. Actually, he said it in the
Yeah, he
van.
said it a
He
bunch of
said it when
times, but
he
it's
walked
just
out of the van. He said it twice after he walked away from him again.
Ming just don't
And Ming is
listen.
not, and it didn't register to Ming until the very end. So
I
I
mean, I
I
don't know.
think
I'd go extreme. I'd be like, Ming, I
this is
we
my
gonna have a
prediction.
redo of the first time if we ever get
This is
together
my
again.
prediction for this next
And I'm not
episode.
coming back.
But this is my prediction for the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
Joe is still in a contract, 6 months left with Ming.
You think they're gonna
And
do it again? They're gonna
honestly,
keep fornicating for the next 6 months,
that I don't know.
or you think Ming is gonna
I
be like,
think
I'm gonna protect your,
I think
your
because
peace
remember,
and
the
not
reason
push
why he's in this
myself.
the reason why he's in this contract is because of the mom.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't do this if it wasn't for her.
I know,
So
but
I
Ming
think
right now is now knowing that this is the real Joe. You think he's gonna really force himself on him
I
again?
think this is what I think. I think Ming is going to
He
I
said he's
know
gonna
this
court
is a
him.
stretch. This is a stretch, but I think what's going to happen is Ming is going to try to make himself appear redeemable. I think he's going to try to do right.
Last four
He
episodes
may not,
are
I think he's going to
redemption.
mess up. I think he's going to mess up a lot because I think for someone to get to the point where they realize that they're a fuck up, it's going to take a lot of self-reflection, and Ming has only done a little bit of that. He has not done that enough. He needs to hit rock bottom. Really be redeemable. Huh?
He needs to hit rock bottom.
I thought you said he. I thought you said he needs to bottom, and I was like, I don't know if that's gonna change
that too. Show you're sorry, but no. No, I think, I want to see the family come back in. I want to see his sister know the tea. I want to see the mom be like,
where is she?
What is going on? All this money is gone. Because the brother was already like, all this money for this man. I'm surprised the mom hasn't been like, where's all this money going to? So I want to see that maybe.
I don't think money is a big issue for them.
I know, status or something. Because she was so afraid of him. Well, I don't know. The whole thing was maybe he was just afraid of coming out to his mom. But
maybe
I feel like they're gonna bring in some kind of family element back into the last 4 episodes, like the family and Tong and the sister. The sister has to come back, and then maybe we're gonna get like a final gag of Joe's mom finding out that this ain't the real Joe, something along those lines.
Ooh, that would be wild.
That would be wild.
Ooh, that would be wild. And my heart would actually break for her. It really would.
I feel like she's not going to care too much. I mean, she's going to obviously be devastated, but I feel like she's going to be like, you're my son too, kind of thing.
Yeah, and I don't think we'll see that in episode 10. Maybe 11 or 12.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. Next episode is definitely going to be love triangle. Maybe Sun is going to turn
maybe love square.
Disaster.
Maybe Tarn will come back.
Tarn's gone. But Sun, I feel like maybe Sun is going to turn problematic, maybe. They're going to do something to make us lean towards Ming.
I think
maybe Sun is going to get way too possessive and way too...
Oh, I would hope not. I don't see Sun getting possessive, but I do see Sun getting protective.
Yeah, way too overly protective, and he's going to like do something to overstep. And Joe's going to be like, both of y'all back down.
Yeah, I think Sun and Ming are going to get into a physical altercation. And I'm going to be here for it.
No, I'm like, not a Nets photo shoot. Not a photo shoot. Nets music video, like, forcibly planned on them. With the love triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tharn is out the picture, girl. Tharn's gone.
I don't know. I want that love square. Because love triangles are one thing, but you don't get a lot of love squares. I want it back.
The love square will come back with Tong. Tong's going to be like, actually, Ming, come back to me.
That's going to be a love pentagon by that point. And that would be wild because Tong is married to his sister. But we already know Tong is not in love with Ming. Tong is a narcissist. And that's what it's about.
And so is Ming. No.
Yes. But I think, I don't think Ming is a narcissist. I think Ming is a brat. I think Ming is a brat who doesn't know. Because think about it.
My spoiled brat.
Ming is popular because he has money. Nobody like his ass.
Well, he got fans though. And that's why I'm like, yo, someone need to leak the tea to the press.
He has
that
fans
all of these big boys are terrible people behind the scenes.
Yeah, Ming has fans because he has money. Tong has fans because he snowed people into believing he did his own stunts in his first movie.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's a little difference. Ming has money. Therefore, he created a fan base for himself with money. And Joe has the face card. Bam.
Bam.
Bloop. Anyway. So
very much
we got to definitely end this bonus episode of Ride Can Top My Knee. Y'all be safe. Again, don't be Ming. Don't be Tarn. Don't be Tong. Okay? Just don't be any of them. Be a good person. Be a Joe. Be a P Wood.
Yes.
You know, one of them. Okay?
Okay. Hope
anyway.
Not the ride. Hope the Joe in your life. Every week we hope the Joe in your life tops your knee. Okay.
Alrighty. Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.